Greetings agents, this is the Mediocre Gamer. Thank you for tuning in today, I really appreciate it, and I hope you are doing well. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment and share, as that really helps me out to grow my channel. The topic of today's video is a build based around the BACKFIRE SMG combined with the TURMOIL KNEEPADS. I have never used the BACKFIRE SMG exotic before, but I do see that it is quite popular, so I thought I might give it a go. And for those of you that are not familiar with BACKFIRE, it has the talent called Payment in Kind. So dealing damage to enemies adds a stack of plus 2% critical hit damage up to 100 stacks, lasting 10 seconds. On reload, apply a 10-second bleed to yourself, which deals 0.5% armor damage per stack. So it is kind of a double-edged sword with when you're using BACKFIRE, as you're dealing quite a bit of critical hit damage at the cost of also dealing damage to yourself. So what I have seen most people do is try and mitigate that bleed damage as much as possible by having some hazard protection and also some bleed resistance built into your build. And then I thought, well, you know, I might try and combine this with the TURMOIL KNEEPADS, because if we're running SESCA, if we're running 2 pieces of SESCA, that gives us 20% hazard protection. So I thought I'd build something around that. And if you've been living under a rock for the last month or so and not too sure what the hell these TURMOIL KNEEPADS are, they come with the talent of BEWILDERED. So when dealing weapon damage to an enemy, 50% of the damage will be dealt to another enemy within 30 meters. When there are no enemies nearby, deal normal damage, and the damage does not apply to armor plates. So I thought, considering that we're dealing quite a bit of critical hit damage, I thought it'd be interesting to see if what kind of damage we could deal when we, split this damage between different enemies. So anyway, here is the build. So I'm running Gunner, obviously with BACKFIRE, a Jarl mask, Memento backpack, Sokolov chest with Obliterate, Palisades holster, and 2 pieces of SESCA. Pretty much all weapon damage except the Palisades, which has got an armor core, and critical hit damage and hazard protection, minor attributes wherever possible. And I've got a couple of bleed resistance mods stacked in there as well. And obviously Memento gives me an armor core, a skill tier, and I've got critical hit damage on that. And if we have a look at the stats, the base stats, so critical hit chance is at 60%, critical hit damage is at 128%, and bleed resist is at 99%, and hazard protection is at almost 80%. So in game, I wasn't actually taking any damage from that payment in kind bleed when I reloaded, and I found that I was getting some pretty good split damage there between 2 enemies, particularly nice and close. Being an SMG, it doesn't have the greatest range, so I had to try and get in real close. And there was some instances there where I was kind of getting my buttocks handed to me, which I just put down a bit of skill, a bit of a skill issue there, having not really used this weapon much before. It does take a little bit of time to build up those stacks, but I found it quite a bit of fun once you got the stacks going. I was dealing quite a bit of damage to not one but two enemies, so I found it, pretty good. Um, um, as for synergy, don't know whether it synergizes really well. Maybe there's something I could have done differently with the build to make it work a little bit better, but I was clearing heroic content okay. Uh, you know, not great, but not terrible. Um, but I was having fun, just trying to work it out. Uh, you know, laying some critical hit damage down onto two enemies at once. So, yeah, not too bad. But what are your thoughts, agents? Do you have any feedback for this build? Are you a seasoned Backfire veteran? How do you rate this build? Or do you have any suggestions on how it could be changed or how it could be better? I'd be keen to hear your thoughts. As always, please leave a comment. Feedback is always welcome. But thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. That's all for now. And until next time, stay safe out there, agents, and take care.